Alright, this time around we're going to see how we can take a photograph and try and make a repeating pattern out of it. And I'm not going to lie to you, this isn't easy. The concept is pretty easy, but it's going to take a bit of work. So basically what you do is this. This is the photo I want to use, and I want to create a background out of these coins that will basically repeat over and over again. So what I'm going to do is make a marquee selection of an area. I've got the Shift key held down to make it perfect square, and I make sure I have no feathering. We're going to copy that, so Command or Control C. Make a new document, Command or Control N, and I'm just going to click OK to whatever it says because it'll automatically be the right size. Let's move it up here. And then we're going to paste, Command or Control V, and finally Command or Control E to merge down. Now I can actually, I'll just leave it there for now, doesn't really matter. Okay, so at this point now we need to figure out the size of this. So it's 302 by 302. Okay, good, because we need to know that. Let's get our image back, however. Okay, so here's the actual process we go through. Under the filter menu, we're going to choose Other and then Offset. And for the offset, we're basically going to put in roughly half. So it was 302, so we're going to do, let's do it exactly half, 151, 151. And you'll see, make sure it says wrap around. And what that's going to do is going to take wrap the edges around, so now this left hand edge matches up with the right hand edge and the top edge matches up with the bottom edge to make a nice repeating pattern. The problem is we see a very obvious seam in the middle here. So what we need to do is try and cover up that seam. Now in some cases you can just use the clone tool and clone over things, and as you can see here that would be very difficult because there's very obvious halves of coins and so on. So what you'd probably do instead is come back to the original image and basically make a selection, select a coin. I'm using the Option or Alt and Shift key to try and select this coin, and then let's move this out of the way, Move tool, drag and drop into our other document, and then start repositioning. And basically, as you can see, it would take some time to do that. So I'm going to actually open one that I've already done to show you. So let's go in here and open this one we have. Okay, now this one was done at a much higher resolution, so I'm going to reduce it down a little bit so it's a little easier to see. Let's put it down to, say, 120. And what you'll be able to see here is that this was done, still done very quickly. So at this resolution you can kind of see, but when you see the final version, we've covered up the seam in the middle. So we're very careful not to touch the edges because that coin little bit has to match up with there and so on. But now here's what we're able to do. Go under the Edit menu and choose Define Pattern. And let's call it some name. Now, to see if it's actually worked or not, what we need to do is create a new document that's considerably larger. So let's make it, say, 900 by 650 or something like that. And now what we'll do is fill that. But when we are asked how we're going to fill it, we're going to fill using a custom pattern. And here's the coins we just created. We click OK. And you'll see you get basically a seamless pattern. Now, yes, if you look closely, you'll see the same coins repeat at certain times. But still, if you're using this as a background, especially, for example, if you were going to use something like levels and really screen it back so it became just a faded background, you can see how nicely that works. So as I mentioned ahead of time, the very beginning, it's not easy to do. The concept is simple, but it really takes some time. But with a bit of effort, you can make patterns out of all kinds of things. Here's a couple of other ones that I've done that again took a bit of time. Here's one that was a stock photo of some gumdrops. And you'll see the same thing applies where you cannot see that middle seam because I've taken gumdrops and copied them and so on, but now I could use that as a repeating pattern as well. So experiment a little bit. You'll find all kinds of uses for this once you get the hang of it. Hey, I'm Dave Cross. Oops, hold on a second. Forgot the holidays are over. I'm Dave Cross. Thanks again for watching. See you next time.